My name is Manisha Sharma. I'm student of early childhood education. Today I'm going to give presentation about cognitive development in early childhood on the basis of case study of Liam and Zara. And we will analyzing these theories through Piaget and Vygotsky's theories. In this presentation, we will explore the cognitive development of Liam and Zara, and we will analyze their learning journey through Piaget and Vygotsky's theory of cognitive development, and we will observe changes in their understanding, and will examine how the educators scaffold his learning. In this, we will also briefly compare the role of educators in both the cases. First, we will discuss about the Liam's case from the point of view of Piaget and Vygotsky. First, Liam is in his pre-operational stage, which is 2 to 7 according to Piaget. So Liam is in this pre-operational stage in which the children mostly struggle with the concepts such as conservation and are often influenced by the features like height or length. At first, Liam focused only on length when he was playing with water and he was pouring it in different containers. He was realizing that the taller container means it will contain more water. This was aligning with Piaget's classic conservation of volume task. It, according to him, that when it's higher, it's more, and he was pouring between different containers and interpreting based on the height. But gradually he started realizing that the volume can stay the same despite the shape. Initially, Liam doesn't grasp conservation, focusing only on height, but over time, his active experimentation, pouring, comparing, and reflecting, it leads to a shift. By the end, he exclaims that it's the same, it just looks different, showing movement toward decentering and understanding the conservation. Vygotsky's socio-cultural theories also applies on Liam. Vygotsky emphasized the importance of social interaction and culture in cognitive development. He proposed the zone of proximal development, which is the gap between what a child can do alone and what they can do with help. Liam's interaction with Eva and the educator act as a scaffold that support the movement through the zonal of proximal development. The educator's light touch approach, asking open-end questions about correcting and encourage his self-discovery. Now we will discuss about the educator's role. Educator's role was very important in Liam's case. He shows minimal intervention in Liam's activities, and rather than correcting Liam's misconceptions directly, she observed and asked thoughtful questions like what are you working on, what is going on, and it supported guided participation. This hands-off scaffolding allows Liam to build metacognition, thinking about his own thinking, as seen when as it can be seen when he later says it tricks you and explains conservation to Eva. Over the week, we observe a clear developmental shift. Liam moves from perceptual based reasoning to logical reasoning. Yes, he just moves to the developmental shift. He experiments repeatedly and counts and compares different sizes and containers and pouring different amounts of water and then colored rice and then sand. He realized that with the sand that larger scoop means less time and the smaller scoop means more time to fill a container. He applies learning across different contexts, whether it is related to water, sand, or the colored rice. His self-directed learning shows he is crossing from pre-operational stage to concrete operational thinking. This was the Liam's case and study. And now we will discuss about Zara. Zara is aged 5.5 and she moved from Kenya to a different country, and she also shows a feature of pre-operational stage but displays more advanced reasoning. She was solving a puzzle, and her puzzle solving strategies involved trial and error method and reflection and self-correction. It is based on Vygotsky. While she talks to herself during tasks, that's okay, just do it again, she demonstrates internal problem solving. In the ramp activity, her casual reasoning that I will make the hill taller and comparative thinking shows early signs of concrete operational logical, particularly in cause and effect understanding. In Zara's case, educator's role also is very important. Zara's educator has adopted emotionally supportive and non-verbal scaffolding approach. Educator didn't say verbally anything to her, but she simply smiled, nodded and observed, and creating a nurturing space where Zara feels confident. In small groups, the educator's less intervention supports Zara's language development, storytelling, and scientific inquiry. This kind of encouragement allows Zara to regulate her learning through private speech, a critical Vygotskian tool. According to Vygotsky, it promotes autonomy and bilingual self-expression. Now we will compare both the cases. In both the cases, both educators use indirect scaffolding techniques. We can see that the Liam's educator is more visibly engaged during play-based tasks, which encourage meta-cognitive talk, and Zara's educator is more backgrounded, fostering emotional safety and quiet persistence. Culturally, Zara is bilingual, which adds depth to her learning, showing how language and culture mediate cognition. It is a Vygotskian concept. In the end, to conclude, we can say that Liam's journey exemplifies how children actively construct knowledge through play, supported by the thoughtful educator scaffolding. Using Piaget's theory, we see his evolving grasp of conservation. Through Vygotsky, we see the critical role of social interaction and scaffolding in deepening the understanding. Whether it is Liam who is speaking with Eva and his teacher, which is helping him and which is related to deepen his understanding, and it is related to social interaction, and whether it is Zara who is very shy and is not open in in a large group, but she is showing her uh, um, confidence in alone or in smaller groups, which her educator motivates her and improves her. So this was the conclusion, and in the end there are some references from which I have taken the ideas and which are related to the uh, uh, Vygotsky and uh, Vygotsky's theory, and which is related to Vygotsky and Piaget's theory. So this was my presentation. Thank you very much.